Hugo, Dorian, Laura. Hurricanes have had names, some now infamous, for as long as we can remember. But that wasn't always the case. I have everything you wanted to know about the names we give our tropical systems in this week's Moment of Science. Consider a hurricane season without names. We'd be forced to say that storm. But what if there were multiple? We could identify a system based on its geographic location, but that changes as it moves. Numbers would work, but they're impersonal, forgettable. Is this storm number 11 or 12? Naming something makes it easier to identify, easier to talk about, and easier to remember. It did take a while for a proper naming system to be implemented. From the 18th to the first half of the 20th century, storms were named after places, after feast days of saints, and sometimes vague objects. Take, for example, the Rising Sun hurricane of 1700, which slammed into Charleston Harbor, so named for a Scottish warship that was struck nearby. Flash forward to the 1940s, where Navy meteorologists started naming storms after their wives, mothers, and their girlfriends. This female-forward nomenclature became standard in 1953 as the World Meteorological Organization started naming tropical storms and hurricanes solely after women. Male names were added to the list nearly a quarter century later. This system is still the one we use today, with 6 lists of 21 names alternating between male and female, A to Z, excluding Q, U, X, Y, and Z. Every 7 years, a list of names is repeated, with some exceptions. Several names carry too much weight to be used again and are retired from future use. There will never be another Hugo, another Katrina, another Sandy. Nearly 90 names have been retired due to their destruction to life and property was simply too great. Once a name is retired, it's replaced by another name. For example, Umberto took Hugo's place. Which brings me to another often asked question. Why are the odd names in the pronunciations? The names are chosen by the World Meteorological Organization, not the National Hurricane Center, to include French, Spanish, and English proper names and pronunciations, which leads us to such tongue twisters as Isaías, the Spanish form of Isaiah. Finally, in light of our extremely active season, you might wonder, what happens if we run out of names? If more tropical systems continue after W, the Greek alphabet will be used, alpha to omega. Most recently, this happened in 2005, the most active season in recorded history, with 27 named storms. For this week's Moment of Science, I'm Storm Team 2 meteorologist David Dixon.